see that diesel exhaust is working pretty well. And that's what happens when you're welding on it, and all the stuff inside still got a little bit of oil in there, I take it. And it's pretty funny. So the end of this thing was all rusted out and cobbed up. So I'm in the process of going around it with some more cobby welds. Well, I'm not going to say with some more cobby welds. Their factory welds are probably pretty good. But the end of it was all rusted out. So I'm putting this on. I don't really care what this looks like. It's going to be solid. The whole piece was concave. It's all knocked in. You can see how the pipe here is all thrashed out. So basically the receiver end was completely destroyed. So what I'm going to do is take another piece of this material, bend it all the way around this, and then weld all the way around that. And that'll at least give me a halfway decent piece. So I was able to tap these edges down. And they're kind of ugly because they got the slag on them still, but it'll be solid enough. It'll work for that. Okay, so I started bending this around the corner. I'm gonna adhere that to this. I'll tighten that gap up a little bit, but not much, because the only place I really need it to be tight is up top here. And I'll use that for leverage, and I will bend it around as I go around the corner. So that's where I'm at right now with this sketchy looking thing. All right. I'm gonna clean these up a little bit more. And then all I'm gonna do is make sure that it holds there. As long as it holds there, that's all I need to do. I'm gonna clean this up more too. But considering the end of this muffler wasn't in existence at all a few minutes ago, no matter what, it's better than that. So ignore this stuff. I'm filling these holes in. That was actually kind of deep in there. Yeah, it is special. So yeah, this is typical disclaimer. Don't try this sketchy stuff at home, because what I'm doing should not be tried by non-professionals, which I'm completely a non-professional. So you should probably interpret that to, yeah, give it a shot and do this if you happen to have any garbage pieces of metal lying around and you don't really care what the end result is, because that's about where I'm at with this. 1 hour later. All right, a little bit of progress on this bodgy thing. So this is sealed up pretty good right up until about here. Got some air coming through there, a little air coming through here, a little air coming through here. And I got 2 holes there. Those I could practically see though. Other than that, not super bad. I got about 6 spots that need to be sealed up. Like I said, this is pretty hideous, but it's a lot heavier duty than it was before, and the end's not caved in anymore. As you can see, I've got that piece that overlaps, so this piece here kind of steps over, so that'll take any lateral tension from this, because I'll probably have to have a hanger on this thing, the end of the pipe, and then that other pipe is going to go in the other end of this. And then eventually, if I end up having to put another pipe on here, I'll be able to pretty much cut this here, and a conventional pipe should slide inside of that, as long as these welds didn't go too deep. We'll see. I may have to rethink that, or just cut it off flush, and then I'll just butt weld it. I don't care. But we'll see. This is just what I've been doing on the cheap, just to get this thing going again. And this is gold engine paint, so yeah, probably not my first choice, but it's what I happen to have, and it'll deal with exhaust temps, and it'll also show me if I end up with any pinhole leaks later on in here. I'll be able to see where the carbon blows through, so it'll be helpful. So this stuff here, this is actually ceramic coated steel. So when I was welding on this, all these pieces of ceramic kept popping off and hit me. It's interesting stuff to weld, but you could take a hammer and you could beat the edges down. So I would weld a little bit and then beat the edge down and weld and just keep going all the way around. These are a bit bodgy, but it's all gonna work. All it needs to do is just proof of concept. Just needs to work long enough to see if this truck is worth putting on the road. As a little side note, I thought my hoarding of manuals was finally gonna pay off. Unfortunately, V6 and V8 gasoline engines. Not the diesel. Ah.